Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is word problems. Some of you may be knowing this topic under the heading of equations also. So I'll tell you like what exactly we'll be doing. Like there is no theory for me to teach you in this, so I'm not going to waste your time in that. The basic principle of this chapter or the underlying principle of this chapter is very simple. A question will be given to you in form of words or in form of paragraphs, in form of sentences. We have to read those words, we have to read those sentences. We need to figure out which thing we need to take as a variable. Like once we take the variable, then we'll be forming an equation. So the point is that the equation directly is not given to us. Like when we talk about maths, we basically talk about simply solving equations, right? For example, 4x plus 6 is equal to 8, then find out the value of x. Or you can have equation with 2 variables, 3 variables, and so on and so forth. So generally equation is given to us, we simply have to solve this. This is just one step more, that is we have to read the statement, then we have to form the equation, and then we have to solve the equation. Looks simple, no doubt in that. It is actually simple. It's just that the way they put up the equation sometimes becomes difficult for us to figure out the variable and then solve the equation. Okay, so we will go one by one question. I have taken like a lot of questions for this, different types of questions, easy ones, difficult ones, mostly difficult ones, no doubt in that, so that you understand on how to solve a particular word problem. Okay, it's an important part for GMAT and GRE, and as far as SAT is concerned, you do get like questions with like a lot of words and a lot of lines and statements, right? So you need to be in a good habit, you need to be in a touch of these type of word problems. All right, so without much waste of time, let's begin with our first question. So try and understand how I would be assigning the variables and then how I would be solving the questions. And after a couple of questions, you can like pause the video and you can try it yourself before you see how I'll be solving the question. All right. Okay, let's begin. So first one says, during a sale, Pam paid the regular price for 1 quart of oil and paid 0.41 for a second quart. All right. If she paid a total of $1.20 for 2 quarts, the amount paid for the second quart was what fraction of the amount paid by the first quart? Okay. Now, in this thing, in this chapter, remember one thing: when you talk about equations and word problems, there will be like concepts from multiple chapters we'll be using. Probably we can have a question which uses the concepts of ratio. Probably there can be a chapter or there can be a question which will use the concept of percentages, quadratic equation, and so on and so forth. So you need to have a general understanding of all the chapters before you can move on to the questions. However, I have ensured that I'll be taking up questions in which like no previous information is required, but if in case it does, you need to know that. Okay, you need to know that before you sit for the exam. All right, so let's begin. Now I'm going to tell you what goes in my mind when I see a question like this. Okay, understand. Now what you need to understand is you need to read word problems in maths line by line. Okay, from one full stop to the second full stop. So how I would read this question is, I would read this as, during a sale, Pam paid the regular price for 1 quart of oil and paid 0.41 for second quart. I'm going to stop here. Do I have some piece of information? Yes, I do have. It says that for the first quart or for 1 quart, let's say Pam paid X dollars. I do not know what exactly it is because it's not given to me. I'm assuming it to be X dollars. And for second quart, she paid $0.41. She paid $0.41. Okay, so first line is done. Now the interesting part is once you rewrite this line in these equation forms, you don't have to read those lines again. You don't have to read those lines again because whatever information was given to you, you have already jotted down in terms of equations or in terms of variables. Okay, all right, now let's move on to the second one. If she paid a total of 1.20 for 2 quarts, I'm going to stop here. Okay, another piece of information, another important piece of information, which means I can say that x plus $0.41 will be equal to $1.20 because she paid price for 2 quarts. Sum is 1.20. She paid x for the first one, 0.41 for the second one. So x plus 0.41 is 1.20. So let's calculate the value of x before even we move on with the question. So I'm gonna get like 1.20 minus 0.41. So this will become 0.79, which means for the first one she paid 0.79 and for the second one she paid 0.41. The amount paid for the second quart was what fraction of the amount paid for the first quart? So for the second quart what she paid was 0.41, and for the first one what she paid was 0.79. So you can say your answer is simply 41 by 79. And that is all that you had to do in this question. Okay, so the point is, if we're gonna read question by statement, we're gonna pen down whatever information is given to us, and then accordingly we'll be solving the question. That's it. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Okay. So Jack purchases a hammer costing $6.54, a bag of nails costing $2.67, and a tape measure costing $7.10 with two $10 bills. How much change does the carpenter receive? Carpenter is basically Jack in this case. If a sales tax of 5% is charged on the entire purchase. Alright. So he purchased a hammer for $6.4, a bag of nails for $6.54, not 6.4, for 2.67, and a tape for $7.10. Add them up: 4, 7, 11, 1, 13, 1, 7 and 7, 14, so 16. So he paid basically a total of $16.31 for all the three items. Okay, that's excluding the sales tax. Okay, now he paid two $10 bill. That means he paid a total of $20. Try to convert whatever is given in word forms in numbers or in equation. It's going to be easier for you to remember that. How much change does the carpenter receive if a sales tax of 5% is charged on the entire purchase? Now, whether you calculate 5% individually in all the three, or whether you calculate 5% on directly 16.31, it's going to be one and the same thing. So calculate directly on 16.31. So if you're paying 5% on 16.31, then your total amount will become 16.31 plus 5 by 100 of 16.31. This is something we have done in percentages. Okay, so if you're new to this, then you can go to percentage. You'll understand like the percentage change and the final value. This is based on that concept. So it's 16.31 into 1.05, that is equal to 17.1255, or let's round it off and this will come out to be $17.13. So in total he is supposed to pay $17.13, which means he's gonna get a cash value back of 20 minus 17.13, and that's going to be simply $2.87, and that's your answer. So how much change is he going to receive? He's going to receive a change of $2.87. Again, the point is you're going step by step. You're following that procedure. Okay, I'm going to take one statement at a time. I'm going to convert one statement into an equation. I'm going to convert one statement into numbers because I'm more comfortable with numbers when it comes to maths. Okay, that's my logic. That's the way I'm going to do things. All right, let's move on. Of the final grades received by the students in a certain math course, 1/5 are A's, 1/4 are B's, half are C's, the remaining 10 grade are D's. What is the number of students in the course? What is the number of students in the course? All right. And there are a couple of ways of solving questions like these. I'm going to explain you two ways. Your call which way you want to go. Okay, let's do it the first way, the conventional way. So if we go the conventional way, I can say that let the total number of students be x. Let the total number of students be x. So those who received grade A is 1 by 5x. Those who received grade B is 1 by 4x. Those who received C will be 1 by 2x. So if I'm gonna add the three, so 1 by 5x plus 1 by 4x plus 1 by 2x. So you can take LCM to be 20. So 4x plus 5x plus 10x, and this will come out to be 19x by 20. So out of x, 19x by 20 received either A, B or C. So I can say that remaining x minus 19x by 20, which is like x by 20, would have received grade D, because that's what we are left with. So I can say that x by 20 is equal to 10, and that means x is equal to 200. That means x is equal to 200. So what is the number of students in the course? That is simply equal to 200. So what I did again was I analyzed the question. I took number of students to be x, a variable basically. Accordingly, I calculate students who are receiving A, B and C. And I subtracted the sum of A, B and C from total in order to calculate the value of D in terms of x. I know the value of D, that's equal to 10. So x by 20 is equal to 10. Hence x is equal to 200. And that's your answer. Now another way of solving this question, a smarter way by which I would have solved this question if this were to come in my exam. It's gonna save your time also. It's just about like, it should click you. Under the pressure it may not click you, but yeah, you need to know. Unless and until you know it, it won't click you, right? So let's understand. Now I can think of this question in terms of percentage also. Like 100% students represent total number of students in the course. 100% students represents total students in this course. Now 1/5 are A's, that means 20% are A's. 1/5 of 100 is 20%. 1/4 are B's, so 25% are B's. Half are C's, so 50% are C's. That means how much percentage are you left with? 50 plus 20 plus 25 is already done. That means 95% is already done. 95% is already done. That means 5% are D's. That means, can I say 5% of a number should be equal to 10? Because there are 10 grades of D, so 5% of a certain number should be equal to 10. So 5% of a certain number is 5 by 100 into x, and that is equal to 10, which will again give you x is equal to 200. And interestingly, you can do this calculation mentally also. You don't have to be very good with maths also. Like everyone knows what's 1/5 of 100%, that's 20%. What's 1/4 of 100%, that's 25%. What's half of 100%, that's 50%. You can do mental calculation. 20 plus 25, 45. 45 plus 50 is 95. That means I'm left with 5%. 5% of something is 10. That means that something has to be 200. And you're done with the question. See, this is why I'm telling you this, because you need to be aware of that concept of time management also. This is good question. This kind of question can come in GMAT, GRE or SAT also, in all the three exams. So you can save your time, you can solve this question mentally, you can do this question within like couple of seconds. That's it. Save your time. You don't have to show your calculations, right? So save your time. All right, now it's time for question number 4. So you can pause the video once and you can try this question by yourself first. Then you can play it back in order to understand how to solve this question. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. In traveling from a city A to city B, a student went 1/4 of the way by foot, 2/3 of the way by bus, and remaining 8 kilometers by car. What is the distance in kilometers between the two cities? So this, I think, fourth question is exactly in the lines of the third one. So I hope you have given this one a try. Anyways, let's give this one a try. So I can say that the total distance between the two cities will be equal to x kilometers. So by foot, you can say it's going to be x by 4. Then by bus, it's going to be 2x by 3. So foot and bus total is x by 4 plus 2x by 3. You can take LCM to be 12. So this is going to be 3x and 8x. So that's 11x by 12. That means leftover distance will be x minus 11x by 12. That is equal to x by 12. So this distance, that is x by 12, would be covered by 8 kilometers in car. So I can say that again, x by 12 is equal to 8, which will give you x is equal to 96. That's it. And you're done with the question. All right. Let's move on to the next one then. All right. So pause the video and try the question yourself first. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. The cost of sending a package is p cents per ounce. So it's p cents per ounce. So that's like p by $100 for 1 ounce. P by $100 for 1 ounce. In addition to a basic fee of $15. So it's, you have to pay according to weight. Apart from that, you have to pay a basic fee also, and that basic fee is $15, and that's irrespective of the weight of the package. Okay, if the weight in ounces of a certain package is 8, so for the weight in ounces is 8, that means according to weight, the amount that we have to pay, so for 8 ounces you will have to pay 8p by $100, because for 1 ounce it was p by 100. So for 8 it's going to be 8p by 100. Find the total cost in dollars of sending the package. So this will simply become 8p by 100 plus 50, and that's your final answer. Now the reason why I took this question is sometimes in a rush some of you are gonna miss out this thing, that is cents, and you will go okay p for 1, so for 8 it's going to be 8p, so simply say your answer is 8p is 15. Okay, it's a very easy question. Let's move on. So these things do happen, and trust me, they happen. Me notifying it looks very silly, but yes, these things do happen. I have observed that myself while teaching these things in class. So keep ensure that you read the question carefully and properly. Okay, do not miss out on anything. Every word matters. All right, let's move on to question number 6. So pause the video, try it yourself first. Looks like a big question. All right, let's move on. Oh, sorry. Let's try this question. Let's see what we can do with this one. A certain car dealership sells only full size and mid size cars. One of its sales representative receives an annual salary of 15,000. All right. He also receives a commission of $800 for each full size car he sells and 500 for each mid size car he sells. Okay, a lot of information. Let me pen down first. So if I talk about the sales representative SR, he's gonna receive an annual salary of 15,000 and he's gonna receive some commission also. So for full size, that is FS, he's gonna receive 800 per car, and for mid size, he's gonna receive a commission of $500. Okay, this is the information that we have. What is the least number of cars he must sell in a year to receive a total annual earnings of exactly $25,000? Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's assume that the number of full size cars he sold was F and number of mid size cars he sold was M. So I can say that 15,000 plus 800F plus 500M, this should be equal to 25,000. Or I can say that 800F plus 500M and this is equal to 10,000. All right, 25 minus 15. Now I can divide both sides by 100 and I'm gonna get like 8F plus 5M is equal to 100. All right. And I know that if I talk about these two values F and M, both the values will be greater than or equal to 0, that's for sure, because they represents car. So cars, you can't sell negative number of cars, right? Okay, so what's the question? What is the least number of cars he must sell in a year to receive total earnings of exactly 25,000? So I need to know the least number of cars. Considering the fact that sales representative sold more number of mid-size cars than full-size cars. Okay, so I also need to ensure that M is greater than F. I need to ensure that M is greater than F. Alright, now how would you solve this question? It's a very interesting one. So you have simply one equation. If the question would have been simply that you need to find out the least number of cars that he must sell, so what you're going to do is you're going to try to maximize the value of F, because the amount that you're going to receive for F is higher, so you're going to try to bring M as down as possible in order to maximize, in order to like sell the least number of cars. But in this case they have given you that you need to have M greater than F. Alright, so let's see what we can do. So what we need to do is we need to like figure out values of F and M, and let's see what we can do. So I have F and I have M. Whenever you get questions like these where there is only one linear equation and you need to figure out the values of the two variables given, there are like two things you need to understand. There are two steps which you need to take care of. First is you will figure out the first value. The first step is you will figure out the first value which will satisfy this linear equation. For example, I can take f to be 0 and I will get m to be 20. I can take f to be 0 and I will get m to be 20. Okay, now f cannot be anything less than 0. So this is my first value. Now understand this point. When I say 8f plus 5m is equal to 100, when I say 8f plus 5m is equal to 100, so basically I'm adding two quantities. I'm adding two quantities and equivalent is coming out to be 100. I'm adding two quantities and equivalent is coming out to be 100. Now let's use our logic. If I'm gonna increase the value of f, if I'm gonna increase the value of f, can I say the value of m will automatically decrease? Yes or no? If I'm gonna increase the value of f, the value of m is going to decrease? Yes or no? Because the sum of two numbers is 100. The sum is constant. For example, p plus q is 10. For example, p plus q is 10. If I take p to be 0, q is 10. If I take p to be 0, then q is 10. Now if I start increasing the value of p, can I say the value of q is gonna start decreasing? It's going to happen, right? Because the sum is constant. If you're increasing one number, the other number will automatically come down or go down. So f is 0, m is 20. So if you're gonna increase the value of f, m is gonna certainly decrease, no doubt in that. Now the point is, one is you can start taking, okay, f can be 1, then 2, then 3, because I need integer values of f and m, because f and m represents full size cars and mid size cars. They can't be fraction, they have to be an integer value. So for example, if I take f to be 1, so I'll get 5m is equal to 92. Is m going to be integer? No. And let's take f to be 2, so it's going to be 5m is equal to 84. Is m an integer? No. Let's take f to be 3, then 5m is equal to 100 minus 24, that's 76. Is m an integer? No. Then what should I do? So now you will remember what I'm gonna say. It's gonna help you. You have to increase f and you have to decrease m, because 20 is the maximum value of m and 0 is the minimum possible value of f, right? The next value of f, in order to calculate the next value of f, you will add the coefficient of m into the previous value of f. I'll repeat myself again. In order to calculate the next value of f, you will add the coefficient of m, which means the next value of f will be 0 plus 5, which is 5. In order to calculate the next value of m, you will subtract the coefficient of f, because m is going to decrease. M is not increasing, m is decreasing, so you will subtract. So 20 minus 8, that's 12. The next value 10, and then it's 4. Now if you're going to go for next one also, so it's going to be 15 and it's going to be minus 4, but this is not possible because m cannot be negative. So there are only 3 possible values. F0, M20, that is going to give you like 20 cars. 5 and 12, that's going to give you like 17 cars. And 10 and 4, that's going to give you like 16 cars. And I need to ensure something that m is greater than f. I need to ensure something that is m is greater than f. So that is only happening in the first two cases. Hence your answer is this one, because I need to minimize also. Hence your final answer to this question is 17 cars. This is very well a question of 740-750 level if you're appearing for GMAT exam. This can be very well asked, no denying in that fact. You just need to calculate the first value, then the next value behave in accordance to the coefficient of the others variable. Alright, Okay, so let's try one more question for this video. So pause the video, try this question yourself first. Alright, let's try this question number 7. Janet is now 25 years younger than her mother Carol. If in 6 years Janet's age will be half Carol's age, how old was Janet 5 years ago? Alright, so we need to introduce some variables, otherwise we can't solve this question. So what should we do? Let's do one thing. Let's take Janet's present age to be x. So we can say that Carol's present age will be x plus 25. Right, because Janet is now 25 years younger than her mother Carol. Alright, so Janet's present age is x, so Carol's present age will automatically become x plus 25. Cool. If in 6 years Janet's age will be half Carol's age, so I can say after 6 years. So after 6 years, Janet's age will be x plus 6 and Carol's age will be x plus 25 plus 6. In 6 years, Janet's age will be half Carol's age. So I can say that x plus 6 divided by x plus 31 should be equal to 1 by 2. Half means the ratio will be half. Or you can also do one thing, twice of Janus is equal to Carol, or you can do Janus is equal to 1 by 2 into Carol. Like either way you can write, you'll get the same result, it doesn't matter. So now let's solve this. So you're gonna get like 2x plus 12 is equal to x plus 31, or x from here is going to be 90. Which means Janet's present age is 19 and Carol's present age is 44. How old was Janet 5 years ago? So that's simply 19 minus 5, and that's like 14 years. And that's your final answer. Again, we followed the same procedure. We read a question, we introduced variables, we wrote whatever was given to us in words, we wrote that in equation forms because we are more comfortable with equations. We wrote that in equation forms, then we simply solved the equations, and that's it. Nothing else is required. All right, so let's keep it till here for this video. So thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have learned something new. We'll be taking up more questions. Probably I'll be taking at least 10 to 12 more questions in this topic because there is no theory for me to teach you in this. I have to go through different questions so that you understand this. Okay, so thank you so much. If you like the video, please do subscribe the channel for more video and exam related content. If you want to ask something, please you can ask me. You have the mail ID, you have the phone number. Apart from that, you can also put comment in the comment box. And if you're looking for personalized classes for SAT, GMAT or GRE, please do let me know. I'll be happy to help you out with that. Alright, so thank you so much guys for watching the video. Keep watching and keep learning. Thank you so much.